Welcome to another Bailey's Quarter. I'll pass the mic to Charlie Moore again for another Head of the Class special. Charlie, take the mic.
Thank you again, Bailey. Millard Fillmore High's IHP class brought together a diverse and talented ensemble, each portraying unique characters that made the show a standout 1980s sitcom. At the helm was Howard Hesseman as myself, Mr. Charlie Moore, the unconventional and charismatic teacher, tasked with guiding a group of gifted students at New York City's Millard Fillmore High School. The students included a mix of personalities: Arvid Engen, the lovable nerd; Dennis Blunden, the tech-savvy slacker; Simone Foster, the artistic romantic; Alan Pinkard, the confident overachiever; Darlene Merriman, the ambitious and sassy socialite; Jawaharlal Chaudhary, the witty class clown; Maria Borges, the energetic multitasker; Eric Mardian, the rebellious rocker; Sarah Nevins, the down-to-earth one; and Janice Lazzarato, the precocious prodigy. Together, this eclectic group tackled academic challenges, personal growth, and social issues, creating a show that combined humor, heart, and important lessons. I loved to teach them lessons, which the writers eventually died down, which caused me to leave. But I loved all the characters. So here's a breakdown of all the students of mine who I loved.
Lucky guess?
Suppose I start a story and then you take over.
Okay.
There was a young man named Steve who more than anything else wanted to
Tell a certain girl that he loved her. And one afternoon, while they were walking through the park, he picked a flower and put it in her hair. And as they were about to kiss, it suddenly began to rain. Steve
turned into this blood-sucking, one-eyed zombie who terrorized his entire class. Steve placed a magic spell on them, which caused them to get younger as she got older. I mean, even his parents.
Couldn't understand how their son managed to win all 50 states, the Virgin Islands, and Guam in his first quest for the White House. They would always think he was basically
Superwoman. That's what Steve was looking for. He wanted nuclear war.
and worse.
Leather pants, making him a groovy dude that his friends would like to hang out with. He even tried to grow a mustache so that he could look more like
Lori. Well, she's the one who's always chasing after Steve. She's hooked on him. And Steve appreciates that because, well, shy men with low self-esteem like women who are
inflatable. Because they don't have a brain. The Steves of the world want women to be helpless on one hand and independent on the other. It's confusing. Why can't we just be ourselves? Why can't we just be
pregnant with ideas filled with creativity? I mean, he wanted to write stories, you know, stories that made people think and feel and
cough. And with his dying breath, he whispered in her ear,
"Could you lend me $5 till tomorrow?" I didn't think so.
My classroom was full of characters, literally. Let me introduce you to the gang. Arvid Engen, played by Dan Frishman, the classic nerd. Arvid was awkward, a bit clumsy, and always thinking with his brain instead of his heart. He brought a lot of humor to the classroom, whether he meant to or not.
Interruption.
"Sorry to bother you, but I have to get the names of the kids that are going to the dance tomorrow night." That's what I thought. Bye.
Hey, Arvid, she's gone. You can breathe now, man. You know how to dance?
Yeah.
Well, what does that tell you?
Well, yeah, I could see myself going to the dance.
Okay. There must be somebody out there that you could ask.
You know, Arvid, Lori just broke up with Barry. Why don't you ask her?
Who's Lori?
The girl that just came to the door.
So ask her.
Okay, I will.
Okay. So go ask her.
Now?
Come on, I'll give you a hall pass.
What? I can't just go up and ask her.
Arvid, what's the worst thing that can happen? She might say no, right?
Better yet, she says yes. Then, at the dance, she makes a complete idiot out of you. So, you use your unbelievable mental powers to blow up the place and kill everybody. Like in Carrie.
Janice, grow up.
Okay, Arvid. Go for it. Deeply.
Arvid didn't end up getting a date with Lori to the dance, but it still formed a bond and made it a good first day as a substitute teacher.
Mr. Moore, I'll never forget how we came this close to getting me a major date.
Well, someday when you win the Nobel Prize, maybe you'll remember that you learned how to take a stand right in this room. They might put up a little plaque.
Yeah, it'll say, on this spot, Arvid Engen made a friend.
Eric Mardian, played by Brian Robbins. Eric was the rebel. With his leather jacket and rock star attitude, he brought a little edge to the classroom.
Can you wait here 1 second? This is the guy, this guy right here, officer. Are you guys with him?
No.
Thank you. Thank you very much, really. Let's go.
Oh, hey, Eric, thanks.
I don't like anyone picking on you guys, except me.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Listen, I lost my lucky pen. Well, maybe that's good. I don't know anymore. But I thought maybe you accidentally picked it up after we talked in the office.
No.
I don't want to see a smirk like that when you're in my class, mister.
Don't worry, I've got a special smirk just for you.
Sorry to bother you. Later.
What is going on between you two?
I can't help myself, man. The guy's got no business being a teacher.
Oh, you're the judge of that?
Mr. Dorfman just loses control of his class sometimes.
He's a nice man.
He used to be, but lately he's been kind of frazzled. And you know who isn't helping things.
Yeah, Eric, sometimes you go too far.
Yeah. Okay, Eric, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. Really, why red?
Okay, blue.
Okay, Maria, this portion of the test is the oral personal profile.
Fine.
Are you nervous about something?
No, why do you ask?
You're twisting your hair.
Well, this just is an old habit. I could stop anytime I want. It's not like I have to do this or anything or some neurotic behavior. I mean, do you want me to stop?
Yes.
You're kidding.
Maria Borges, played by Leslie Bega. Maria was the ambitious one, always juggling academics and extracurriculars. She had a sharp mind and a lot of energy.
This is called the TAT.
Oh, the thematic apperception test. Ambiguous stimuli, where you invent a story based on a picture, and I tell you what happened before, during, and after the picture.
How did you know that?
Lucky guess?
Discover anything fascinating, Maria?
No, I'm just a typical New Yorker. Come from a long line of single parents. It's kind of a dull story, but it's one I could pass on to my future ex-husband's children.
You spoke up for yourself very nicely today.
You were right. If Chuck was gonna care about me, he had to know who I was. I guess he would have found out sooner or later, right? But I'm never gonna date again.
Look, Maria, you're very pretty and you're very smart. Now, somebody's bound to show up who appreciates that.
But not a stud muffin like Chuck. Mr. Moore, why is it that the cute ones always seem so dumb?
Well, imagine how George Bush felt when he was looking for a running mate. Listen, would you be willing to let a crumbling remnant of a slightly stale stud muffin buy you some lunch in the cafeteria?
That would be nice. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I believe I've got him beat, Mr. Moore. I come this close to being a direct descendant of Mary, Queen of Scots.
How close?
I'm a relative of Mary Scott of Queens.
Okay.
Dennis Blunden, played by Dan Schneider. Arvid's best friend and the self-proclaimed genius slacker. Dennis was all about computers and snark, but deep down, he had a good heart.
Okay, you want all of it? You may find this a little hard to believe, but I'm insecure. I just want people to like me. And I figure if I'm funny, they'll like me. Okay, that's it. That's as far as I go.
How do you feel?
I feel terrible. My head is pounding, my stomach hurts, my palms are sweating. Is there MSG in truth?
Dennis?
Mr. Moore, I don't say these words too often, but seriously, I am sorry.
Don't get mushy on me, Dennis, unless you mean it.
I really am.
Okay. So you told me. Now tell them.
Dennis, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I don't remember anything.
Okay, why don't you tell me about an unusual dream?
I don't dream.
Okay, what's missing from this picture?
Nothing.
Are you nervous about something?
I don't get nervous.
Are you afraid you're going to reveal something about yourself?
Yes. Mr. Moore, if we're talking about exciting, dynamic New York families, look no further than the Pincards. Mayflower, Boston Tea Party, then New York. The name is synonymous with the building of the city. You can trace my family's coat of arms back to a county seat in the English Midlands.
Coat of arms?
Yeah, a wasp rampant on a field of mayonnaise.
I understand your anger, Darlene. That's why here in America, my family dropped all that. They felt it was a little too flashy for a classless society.
You mean we don't have to salute you anymore, Alan?
Okay. Alan Pinkard, played by Tony O'Dell, the overachiever. Alan was confident, okay, maybe a little cocky, and always ready to compete. He could be a little much, but hey, nobody's perfect.
Darlene, I owe you an apology. I was kind of patronizing before I said I was somebody and you were nobody. But I was wrong. We're both nobodies.
You know, Alan, I never thought of you as sensitive before. And now I know why. I guess I was about 3 when I discovered my aptitude for perfection. Not that I don't have flaws, you just can't see them.
Darlene Merriman, played by Robin Givens. Speaking of confidence, Darlene was the queen of sass. She had her sights set on success, and she wasn't afraid to tell you about it.
We have to talk. It's about Jeff.
What about him?
He asked me out.
Jeff asked you out again?
Say the word and I won't go.
It's all right with me. I just hope you don't get hurt.
Come on, darling, give it to me straight, okay? You don't want me to go out with him.
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I'm worried? Nothing's gonna happen between Jeff and you.
Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what'll happen if I go out with Jeff. We'll go out again and again and again, and we'll go steady. We'll get engaged. We'll get married. We'll have children. We'll have grandchildren, and then you'll really get angry.
Sarah, is that what you think of me? Jealous and possessive?
Come on, Darlene. I know you, and I know how you're gonna be. And right now, our friendship is more important than anything between Jeff and me.
What do you mean by right now?
See, you're already defensive.
Okay, Sarah, do me a favor. Go out with Jeff. Get it out of your system.
All right. If that's the way you feel about it, I will.
Good. Okay, Sarah, what do these 3 playing cards mean to you?
Let me see. A jack, a 3, and a deuce. That makes 15. Hit me with the little one.
Sarah Nevins, portrayed by Kimberley Russell, is known for her empathetic nature and strong moral compass, often championing causes and advocating for what she believes is right. somewhat like Ms. Quarters on this
It's
channel.
incomplete.
No, it isn't.
Now it is.
Sarah, your grade is an A. It is entered in my book. You will have to learn to live with it.
I can't live with it. Not in my house.
You're saying you can't go home with a good grade, but you can go home with a bad grade? Did you change fathers without telling me?
Nope.
Sarah, who gets busted if you go home with a bad grade?
I do, of course. Well, a little. But I can handle it.
Well, who gets busted if you go home with a good grade?
It's ridiculous. Who would get in trouble if I got good grades?
Sarah.
My sister Lisa.
Why?
She gets lousy grades. So my father says to her, why can't you be more like Sarah? Like me. Mr. Moore, she hardly speaks to me anymore. Okay, you got me to admit what was wrong. Now, will you admit that this paper of mine is rotten?
Yeah.
But you gave me an A.
Yep.
Knowing I'd get upset and say something.
Yep.
You tricked me.
Yep.
You deceived me.
Yep.
Fine. What do I do now?
Well, you can keep turning in work like that, but all you're doing is messing up your own life, and you're not really helping your sister.
So what do I do?
You can see me after school today, and we'll talk about it.
Well, I'm really a passive person. I abhor violence. I love delicate poetry, poignant moments in life. I cry easily. Well, of course you can tell I'm oversensitive.
Okay, what does this ink blot remind you of?
A dead puppy.
Simone Foster, played by Khrystyne Hage, the romantic and artistic one. Simone was always thoughtful, a little dreamy, and a lot more sensitive than she let on.
Lasker, his Manhattan poems, for me, a teenager in Weiser, Idaho, were like beautifully written invitations to come to New York. To, as he said, measure myself against the concrete titans of light and steel, to find myself amidst the mass, singular and strong. And I did. And I'm grateful. Robert Lasker inspired, he challenged, he provoked. He was truly a poet, which is not an easy thing to be. But even though I loved his work, the truth of the matter is, I doubt I would have loved him. A great artist is not necessarily a great guy.
He's right. Well, I mean, I teach poetry at Columbia. He called me an idiot in front of my entire class. Well, I mean, he was brilliant, but he was mean.
Mean? He borrowed my car once, then he sold it. But he was a fine poet.
What am I doing? I've organized a memorial service for a guy who ran off with my wife.
Now, I'll tell you something. This girl, my friend, wait. She wrote him a letter and sent him a poem, and he wrote back and trashed her work.
Trashed? You want to talk about trashed? He said that my poetry was mush, not fit for dogs.
He called me a purveyor of pablum, and I have a Pulitzer Prize.
He hated T.S. Eliot, Cummings, McLeish.
Well, he ruined Emily Dickinson for me. He said you could sing any Emily Dickinson poem to the tune of Yellow Rose of Texas. I still can't read her without humming.
Look, I really came to praise Lasker, not to bury him.
Oh, no, it's okay. Robbie would have loved it. You know, in his life, he dished it out. Now that he's dead, we can safely give some of it back.
So what you're saying is if he hated her poem, that means it was a pretty good poem.
Yes. Now, young lady, can we hear this poem?
I can't.
Go.
I can't. Here's one he especially hated. He said it was a long, vapid platitude. Soho rain seeps into my soul. A Street gleams its oil-slick grin. Drifters, heads, panhandlers, poets pirouette the shining stage. And I, too, their secret choreographer.
That was a good poem.
No, it wasn't a good poem. It was a finely crafted poem.
Did you like the imagery?
No, I didn't. But that's just a matter of personal taste.
I did. I thought it was.
Jawaharlal Chowdhury, played by Jory Husain. Jawaharlal was the class clown. With his wit and charm, he could turn any situation into a laugh.
Please, come in. Oh, I insist. Come along, sir. Really.
Okay. Just that I'm not dressed.
You look fine, sir. My mother, my father, this is my teacher, Mr. Moore.
Thank you for coming. You're very kind.
Thank you. I am excited to be here.
It is very nice of you to pay your respects.
Well, that is what the Thanksgiving holiday is all about.
Your coat, Mr. Moore?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paying respects with family and friends. People of all cultures making new lives here in America. Although, I must confess, the last time I spoke with Jawaharlal about it, I was under the impression you weren't doing anything special.
Well, we had to do something.
Well, I think what you've done is wonderful.
Have some food, Mr. Moore.
All right, I'm a great fan of Indian food.
Dahi bade?
Yes, those little yogurt balls.
Lotus root? Be careful, very hot.
Oh, I like hot.
Pickled okra?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Sir, here we have some dal.
What's in here?
Uncle Raj.
Uncle Raj?
And this is Aunt Prima, the widow.
I'm a Lazzarato. We trace our heritage back to a distant branch of the Medici family in Florence, Italy. And it turns out we came from the lost city of Atlantis.
Oh. Janice Lazzarato, played by Tannis Valley, was a young genius, a true child prodigy with razor-sharp intellect.
I'm a num-num, right? But what do we do now?
Well, we could go back out in the living room with them, just relax and see what happens. Maybe they'd like some food.
Why didn't I think of that? Oh, and I'm sorry your date isn't having any fun. I think she's so sophisticated and beautiful and gorgeous and fabulous.
She left.
You're better off. Okay, everybody. I know this party is a real disaster. Nobody wants to be here. And I'm sorry I did everything wrong, okay? But I've got all this food, and I don't want to throw it out. So could you take some before you go home?
Hey, Janice. This is all right. What is it?
Mexican pizza.
It is good, Janice. How do you make it?
Well, my mom uses 3 cheeses and... what else?
Jalapeno peppers, olives, and corn tortillas.
The blue corn, of course.
You're a psychiatrist, right? I have this terrible anxiety problem.
Mr. Moore, I'm so happy to have this opportunity to meet you.
Well, actually, I've always been very curious about Janice's parents.
Hey, is there any more of this?
I don't know. Eric, are you going to share that music with us or not?
Yeah. Why not?
Is that
It's working! What happened?
You were a very gracious hostess. You gave them the freedom to do what they wanted.
We wanted to leave.
Well, they changed their minds. See, parties are funny that way. I mean, they come to life when you least expect it, and then there's no stopping them.
Like Godzilla.
Sort of.
That's it! I'll throw a Godzilla party next, and everybody comes dressed as Godzilla.
Why don't we just enjoy this one for now, huh?
Okay, Mr. Moore, would you care to boogie?
These various geometric shapes fit somewhere into the puzzle. You have 3 minutes. Begin.
Would you like to see it again?
And there were plenty of other students who came and went over the years, each one bringing their own flavor to the show. Looking back, Head of the Class was ahead of its time. It celebrated intelligence, diversity, and the idea that learning is about more than just grades. The cast has gone on to do incredible things. Dan Frishman onto more TV. Robin Givens continued to light up screens, and Brian Robbins is now the head of Nickelodeon and Paramount Pictures CEO. The Rebel turned out okay, not too shabby.
Mr. Moore, what about your history? What would you write?
Well, I'm the quintessential New Yorker. I wasn't born here. I didn't go to school here. I'm second-generation German English, and my parents met in Texas. And I'm from Weiser, Idaho. And here I am. I teach a class with a student from New Delhi, India, and one of Irish peasant stock, and a descendant of Thomas Jefferson. Now, you name me one other city in the United States where that could happen.
Okay, Washington, D.C.
Okay, I'll give you Washington, but Washington has no theater.
The National Theater.
Okay, I'll give you the National Theater. You name me one extraordinary delicatessen.
Delicatessen?
Thanks for joining me on this trip down memory lane. If you loved Head of the Class as much as I did, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more Bailey's Quarter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go grade some papers, or maybe just watch some reruns. See you, Bailey.
Please click on the like and subscribe for more reviews, tributes, and videos from Bailey's Quarter.